Hey everyone, and welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the world of cybersecurity. From the dangers that might be sitting in your inbox right now to the digital guardians working to keep us all safe online.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start with what cybersecurity actually is. Then we'll look at the most common attacks you might face. After that, we'll talk about your digital defenses, meet the people on the front lines, and wrap up with why this whole field is just so incredibly important today.
So, what is cybersecurity really? To really get what it's all about, let's kick things off with a story, one that I bet sounds pretty familiar to a lot of you. So this is Anne, and her day is going just fine, until one single email lands in her inbox. And here's the thing, it looks totally legit, but it's not. It's a trap. And honestly, protecting people just like Anne, well, that's the whole point of cybersecurity.
So at the end of the day, cybersecurity is way more than just fancy software. You can think of it like a digital bodyguard for pretty much everything we do online. It's the practice of defending our networks, our data, and our computer systems from attacks and from situations exactly like Anne's.
Okay, so we know what we're protecting. But the big question is, what are we protecting it from? Let's take a look at the tools of the trade for digital attackers.
First up, the big one, malware. The name is literally a mashup of malicious and software. This is the umbrella term for any bad program. You've got things like Trojan horses, which pretend to be useful programs, adware that just bombards you with pop-ups, and even spyware that, spies on everything you do.
And this brings us right back to Anne's problem, phishing. This is basically a con game. Attackers send these sneaky emails, hoping you'll click a bad link or give up sensitive info like passwords or credit card numbers. It is incredibly common, and you know what? It works.
But hey, it's not just individuals who are in the crosshairs. Big organizations are dealing with some seriously heavy-duty threats. You've got denial of service or DOS attacks. Think of it like causing a massive traffic jam on the internet so a website just stops working. Then there's something called an APT, or Advanced Persistent Threat. This one is sneaky. It's a quiet, long-term hack where attackers stay hidden inside a network for months, even years, just slowly stealing data. And then you have SQL injection. This one's a bit more technical, but it's an attack that targets a website's database directly, tricking it into spitting out its secrets. This happens at what's called the application layer, the part of the system we're actually clicking on and interacting with.
Okay, enough with the scary stuff. Let's talk about the good part, how we actually fight back. Because knowing how to build your own digital fortress, that's where the real power is.
Okay, so your number one defender, your first line of defense, is the firewall. It's like a bouncer for your computer network. See, all the data flying around the internet is broken up into tiny little pieces called packets. The firewall's job is to inspect every single one of them. Now, how does it know what's good and what's bad? It uses a set of rules. And those rules are based on a kind of blueprint for the internet called the OSI Model. It has 7 layers from the physical wires all the way up to the apps you use. Most firewalls work on layers 3 and 4, that's the network and transport layers, basically checking the to and from addresses on the packets. But the really smart security tools, they work all the way up at layer 7, the application layer. That means they can actually understand the content inside the packet, which is how they can stop those tricky SQL injection attacks we just talked about.
But a firewall isn't enough on its own. A really solid defense has multiple layers. That means using strong, unique passwords. And please, don't use the same one for everything. It also means having good antivirus software running and just being smart about what you click on. And for the real pros or big companies, there's even a cool trick called a honeypot. It's a decoy system you set up just to trap attackers.
So we've got the attacks and we've got the defenses. But who are the actual people sitting behind the keyboards? Let's meet the players in this digital chess game.
When you hear the word hacker, it's not always so simple. There are basically 2 main teams. On one side, you've got the black hats. These are the bad guys, the criminals, who are in it for money or just to cause chaos. But on the other side, you have the white hats. These are the good guys, the ethical hackers. They use the exact same skills as the black hats, but they have permission. Their job is to find the weaknesses before the bad guys do. And believe me, this whole world of defense is a huge and growing industry. It's not just one job, it's a whole team of specialists. You've got ethical hackers who are paid to try and break in, security architects who design the fortress, network engineers who build and maintain it all, and running the whole show is the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, who's in charge of the entire security strategy for a company.
Okay, so all of this leads to a really important question. Why should you care? Why does this field matter so much, especially right now? Let's pull back and look at the big picture.
Think about it. Pretty much everything we do is moving online. Our work, our shopping, our social lives, it's all digital. And that means our data is more valuable and more at risk than ever before. And this isn't just a problem for Silicon Valley. We're talking about every industry you can imagine, from finance and healthcare to entertainment and even sports. They all depend on digital systems, and all of them need to be protected.
And because of that, the need for these digital defenders is just exploding. Just look at this number. Job growth for information security analysts is projected to be 33%. That is way faster than the average for pretty much any other job out there. To put it simply, we need more good guys.
But here's the most important part. Cybersecurity isn't just for the pros. It's on all of us. Every single one of us plays a part in keeping the internet safe. It really comes down to simple, smart habits. Use strong passwords. Keep your apps and software updated. Those updates often fix critical security holes. Think twice before clicking on a sketchy link, and be really careful when you're on public Wi-Fi.
So we'll end on this thought. Your digital life is incredibly valuable. Now that you know the threats out there and some of the best ways to defend against them, the question is, what are you going to do to protect it?